Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I would like to welcome you to the first episode of You Can Learn the Bible. If you're someone who is trying to get more familiar with your Bible, I would like to welcome you to a series that I believe can truly help you. We're going to start this study with a study of the book of Philippians. And in that book, we're going to open it and study it, thought by thought, phrase by phrase, word by word, and go through every verse of the book of Philippians together. The approach that we're going to be taking, going thought by thought, phrase by phrase, word by word as needed, is going to be as thorough as need be, but as concise as possible to make it a functional study for you. Because there's something you need to understand about your Bible. It's a book. Okay. When you pick up your Bible, if yours is like mine, it has a front cover and it has a back cover. Okay. Meaning it's finite. This edition of it, the size font that it uses, has about 1,000 pages in it. It's finite. When you can read it through pretty quickly and it's understandable, you can learn what it means. And frankly, it's easier than a lot of people make it. Now, sure, it does take time and effort to become truly efficient at it, but it is an understandable book. Make sure you remember this when you study your Bible. Understand that the Bible is not trying to confuse you. It is trying to explain itself to you. There is a concise, understandable theme within the Bible. That's one reason this study is beginning with a wonderful book that is approachable for beginning Bible students and still very encouraging no matter how long you've been studying the Bible. It is the book of Philippians. It's a 4-chapter book. We'll be able to get through it in a reasonable amount of time in these short episodes. But let's introduce a little bit about the book of Philippians. First of all, Philippians is a personal letter from the Apostle Paul to a church for which he had great affection, and you'll see that said throughout the book. Among Bible students, it's known as one of Paul's prison epistles. It's a collection of letters that he wrote when he was imprisoned in Rome at around AD 60, AD 62, depending on how you do the dating of it. That list includes Philippians, Ephesians, Colossians, and then also the book of Philemon. The book of Philippians is written to the church at Philippi, which Paul helped to establish as is recorded for us in Acts 16. He converted first Lydia and some people with her, and then a jailer who was working at Philippi. Philippi was named after Philip of Macedon, Alexander the Great's father, and that region, Macedonia, where Philippi is, was kind of named after him. As we read through the book of Philippians, we'll note two things that moved Paul to write this letter. Number one, he wanted to thank the church for a gift that their minister, Epaphroditus, had brought from them to him while Paul was in prison, of course. And secondly, he wanted to praise the Philippians for their faith while warning them about the dangers confronting them from some outside adversaries. We'll see that through parts of chapter 1, but then in chapters 2 and 3 as well. Philippians is one of the most joyful books in the New Testament. If you want a verse to hold in your memory as the verse that is perhaps the most well-remembered of all of the verses in the book of Philippians, go to chapter 4 and verse 13. There, in concluding thoughts, Paul says to the church at Philippi, he says, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. I hope you will enjoy this study together. Get your Bible ready, and we'll start in our next episode looking at the very first verse of Philippians.